Good morning. Hey, it's Stacy. We are loving my veteran, and this is walking in my shoes. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna be pulling over here. We moved this weekend, so God help the way I look. And I had to ride 5 miles to get the internet. I'm living out in the boonies. Internet will be in at 3:30 this afternoon. Exciting. So if you look behind me, you can kind of see the car's packed. Everything is done. I can't even find the blow dryer this morning. So I am sorry for the way I look. But we're here, and that's what we're about. We are a community, and we are here to help each other and grow together as a community. And that's just kind of where we are. So if you give me 1 sec, I'll pull over, because you know we can't be doing this riding down the road. People will have a fit. Alrighty. So now that I am safely pulled over, still have my coffee. We managed that early this morning. Alright. We've had a lot of deep conversations in the past couple of weeks. So today I'm kind of going to lighten things up a little bit, and we're going to do a conversation called, Check Yes or No. For those of you that are too young to remember, back in the day, we didn't have text messaging, and we passed notes to each other. And so you asked your friends, do you want to be my friend? Check yes, check no. Or you could ask the boy of your dreams, or the boy of your dreams would pass you a note and say, hey, do you want to be my girlfriend? And they would say, morning, Michelle. They would say, check yes or no. Well, that's for those of us that are old, and we kind of remember that. So today, I've been reading a book. I am an avid, good morning, Jay. I am an avid book reader. I read everything. But I'm reading a book called Your Best Yes. And while it is ties very much back into the Bible, where I'm going to go with this is just about choosing our best yes. One of the things in there, and this is so me, was like I sent out like an email, a text message, some global alert, EMA message that says, if you want something done, contact Stacy, because she's always going to say yes. And it's like I've sent out this massive text message to the world. It says, hey, can you do this for me? And my answer is always yes. Yes, I can do this for you today. Yes, I'll be able to handle it. And the reality is we can't do that all the time. And saying no is okay. And choosing our best yeses. Save your yeses for things that matter. We don't have to say yes to everybody. I know, isn't that the greatest book ever? So BJ's understanding she has the book. We don't have to say yes to everybody. So when we start talking about our yeses and our nos, and, you know, living with our veterans can be tough sometimes, but we have to analyze everything. And Lisa used this thing in the book about an analogy of being bankrupt. So, you know, as you do things in life, every situation before you say yes, you need to see, is it going to bankrupt you? And we're not just talking about financially. We're talking about, can it bankrupt you financially? Is doing this going to bankrupt you? Is doing this going to take too much time out of your life? You know, is saying yes going to bankrupt you emotionally? And I think emotionally is a big deal for us. We get so caught up in all the yeses that we have to be perfect, that we're going to let somebody down if we don't say yes to them. And that's tough. So no, we don't have to say yes to everybody. Pick and choose your yeses. You know, I think that I'm like Superwoman, and I think that I have to kind of do everything, and so I don't, and that's been really hard for me to accept. We don't have to be Superwomen. We don't have to be the best at anything. We just have to be able to pick and choose so that when we are the best, it is our best yes. It is our best time. So let's take, for instance, oh yeah, but girl, I am the hugest person pleaser, and it kills me. Good morning, y'all. I am a people pleaser. I'm afraid that if I say no, people are not going to like me. Okay, I have this thing about being liked, I guess, and so I'm afraid that if I say no, people won't like me. So how many times do we give in to our life by saying yes that we really don't mean? Saying yes to our veteran that we really don't mean. We may say yes, and we may want to do it for them, or do something for our kids, or do something for our neighborhood, or do something for our friends, or do something for our family, or do something for our church, or do something for the kids' school, or do something for our boss. We may want to do that, but at what cost to us? At what cost is it to me? And that's kind of tough. Our best yeses, those are the ones we need to save. So, you know, I go back to Carl, and you know, it's funny because I think of him as, when we started this, that it is, oh, he's the PTSD guy. He's the guy that I have to teach things to. He's the guy that I have to do. I have learned, good morning, Roxana. I have learned so much from him. He always says baby steps. He always wants to analyze everything. I am not an analyzer, okay? I'm a doer. Let's just do it. Let's get it done, and we will deal with the repercussions later. Isn't my best yes. When you don't think about what you're going to do, when you don't take a minute and step back and analyze, what are you going to do? We have a hard time with that. We are people pleasers. So take everything in your life and take a step back and say, you know, I can't be everything to everybody. I can't do it all. I'm not perfect. I'm going to be the best I can be, but it's going to require saying no. So before you start saying yes, take a step back and analyze it. Is it going to exhaust you? Is it going to exhaust your resources? Is it going to hurt your family life? Is it going to hurt your work life? Just because your boss says do something, if you can't do it your best, guess what? You're not helping anybody. Just because your kids want to play that extra sport, and if you can't get them there, and you have resentment for washing uniforms at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you have resentment because, you know, when your kid plays that sport, by God, we got to be the team mother, and we got to make sure that everybody got their snacks. You know, that's just who we are. And so now you're mentally and physically exhausted. And so are you doing it with love and with happiness? And I think that was the key when I started reading this book, is everything we do, if we are negative and we've said yes to please other people, but we become resentful and angry and exhausted, then we've said yes to do it to please them, but we're bringing all that negativity into it. And so are we really giving them the best? Shauna, good morning. Y'all, just real quick, stop for a minute and say a prayer for Shauna and her family. Justin lost his grandfather this weekend, and it just breaks my heart. So I just want to tell you good morning, and we love you. But going back to being our best, if we feel so overwhelmed that we're exhausted and we can't do it with love, and we're not projecting love and happiness from our soul, okay? If we're not projecting that, then all we're doing is adding more negativity to the situation. So you have to pick and choose your yeses, your best yeses, the ones that are going to project love and happiness and not anger and resentment and frustration. Stop. Put your borders up. Say your yeses. Say your yeses to what matters. Choose what matters. Anybody who knows me knows, like, I am a freak for making sure the dishes are done before I go to bed. There's some days, you know what? I don't do that anymore. I rinse them off. But because doing the dishes in a moment that Carl wants to spend time on the couch together, which is more important? The few dishes that need to be washed? Or the fact that Carl wants to spend time with me developing our relationship on the couch? Saying no to the dishes and saying yes to him is a moment of my best yes. It's choosing the right yes. It's doing the right thing for me and for him and for our relationship. And I feel better. You know, this moving thing was tough, just so you know. But we had a house that we weren't using half of. And so I moved to where we are now years and years and years ago. This is where a lot of my friends are. This is where a lot of my family is, my extended family. And we moved to a little cabin cottage. It's more like a cottage on the river. Okay, moving is exhausting. It has, let's just say that Carl has not been friendly with the moving. Okay, it's a little tough for him. But again, he's a very scheduled person. And so there were some things that I'm typically move, get us in, put everything away in day one. That's just me. Well, I didn't do it. And it was kind of tough for me to not do it immediately. But you know what? It didn't matter. Because my best yes to him was saying, hey, we're done. He went down and visited the new neighbor for a little bit. He built a fire in the wood stove last night. And we sat there in front of the fire on the couch. We have no internet. That's why I'm sitting on the side of the road. We'll have internet at 3:30 today. Sean, I'll have internet, so if you need it, I'm down the road 30 minutes. But we'll have internet today. But it didn't matter. We didn't have TV. We didn't have anything. We had a fire, and we had us. And nothing else mattered. That was the better yes. It wasn't putting all the stuff away. It wasn't making sure that the washer and the dryer were hooked up. It wasn't unpacking all of my stuff. You see the back of the SUV is still slap full. It wasn't about that. My best yes last night was sitting on the couch, eating boxed macaroni and cheese and a hot dog, and spending time with him. That was my best yes. So that's where I'm asking you to go. Take a minute, and before you just say, hey, can you do this? I'm like, yes, I got it. Step back and say, let me think about that. Because when I say yes, I want it to be the best of me. I want it to be the best yes I can give. It needs to be the best yes you have. Very early on in life, we learn yes and no. We probably learn no before we learn yes. You know, every time when you're little and you have kids that are little, how many times have you said no? And you smack their hand, don't touch that, no, no, no. Right? We say it all the time. And you have to understand that no is probably the first word we learn. But it is the word of the two that we use way less. We say yes all the time when we don't mean it. When we're afraid if we say no, we're going to offend somebody. But at what cost? The cost to me? The cost to my relationship? You know, downsizing and moving to this cabin. Now, granted, we moved a lot. We've moved this past year, and that's very stressful for a veteran, just so you know. I had lived in downtown Savannah, and we moved from there to a house that we were taking care of a friend, and the plan was we were going to take over his house, and some things changed, and then we moved out here for a job, and we got a bigger house that we didn't need, and then, you know, the doctor said you can't work, and so when we downsized to this house, it is perfect for us. Last night, after we got all this garbage moved, you know, instead of on the unpacking, and he went and saw a guy down the road and met them, we took the dogs for a walk down to the river, and here we're standing down by the river. And it was nice to see that, yes, we're going to go for a walk together. Yes, we're going to build a fire. Yes, we're going to sit out back. Those are the best of us. They're the ones that give us the love. So always choose your best yes. Does it matter that your kids are out in the yard getting dirty? Nope. Is it going to change them? Nope. Is it going to do anything different? Nope. It's not doing any of that. It's going to allow us to be our best. Sometimes it's all about the little things. Sometimes it's all about the things that are important and not exhausting us anymore. That's where we need to be. So living with our veteran is tough sometimes. Do you know why it's tough sometimes? Because every one of us say, we have to do this. We have to do that. I can't put him in this place. I don't want to give him more on his plate. I want him to do more. I want this more. I want that more from them. This is the relationship we need. These are the things that matter. Yeah, some things matter. You know that when you really have to do laundry? You really have to do laundry when you no longer have clean drawers, okay? You really have to do laundry when you no longer have clean drawers. Does it matter that you don't put that load of laundry in to spend 5 minutes with your veteran or your family? Does it matter that you didn't put that laundry in because you can go for a walk? Does it matter that you didn't do that laundry right now because you can spend time saying yes to your very best things? Now, I'm not saying that you need to have the laundry stacked up to the ceiling, and I'm not saying that you need to live with dirty dishes stacked up to the ceiling, and I'm not saying that you don't need to go to the grocery store, and I'm not saying all those things, but what I am saying is when you learn to say yes to the best things, then the things you have to do become with a happy heart. And I know that's overwhelming. And we've talked about carving out time for us over and over and over again. We say, we need to carve out time for us. You need to do something for you. You've got to do something for you. It's important. Sorry, I got my coffee. You got to have time for you. You do. There are 168 hours in a week. Take a darn schedule or schedule out your day, but find, if you realize that you carve out 10 minutes a day for you, do you realize that's an hour? That's an hour that is totally devoted to you. And the way you're going to get that hour is saying no to other people and saying yes to yourself. How many times do we have something planned that we need to do for us, that we want to do for us, But the friend calls and says, hey, you want to go to lunch? And you're like, yeah, I'll go because I don't want to interrupt. Yeah, I'll go. But the reality is, you've been sitting around in your sweats all day. You've been doing something at home. You're in your shorts and your t-shirt. And now that means that you've got to stop what you're doing. Because maybe you were planting flowers. Maybe you were doing something, cleaning the house because you wanted it done, because it was on your list of things to do that were going to make you feel better. And now what are you going to do? You're going to stop what you were doing, go take a shower, get ready to go have lunch with your friends, or go to the store, or go wherever with somebody else. And now those few minutes you've carved out for you are gone. If you can make time to go have lunch with your friends, if you can make time to be the team mother for your kid's ball game, if you can make time to do something for your veteran that he's not doing, if you can make time to go to the school thing, if you can make time to do something for somebody else, you can make the time for you. Because we've got two little letters that come together, and they are no, N-O. And when we say no, we're not being selfish. When we say no, we are not being selfish. What we're doing is we are stopping ourselves from giving people a mediocre yes. Because we can't do it with our whole heart. Because we can't do it with everything in us. Because we can't do it good. We do it, but we don't do it well. Because when we do it and we don't learn to say no, what we do is the things we say yes to, we do with resentment. And resentment and anger and frustration, they're horrible things. And what they do for us is they change our entire mindset. I can remember, and see, a lot of you people are way younger than I am, so you don't remember all these things. But do you remember getting in trouble in school and you had to take a piece of paper and write 100 times, I will not talk in class. I will not do this. I will, and you had to write it like 100 times, remember? I mean, it was like ridiculous. And so you had like writer's cramp and you used God knows how many pieces of paper, but we had to write it because it was repetition and it was reminding us that we didn't need to do this. We need to literally write down, whether it's literally write it or physically, you know, write it in your head or whatever, just practice the use of the word no. I will learn to say no. I will learn to say no. I will learn to say no. Because when I say no, my yeses are the best of me. When I say no, my yeses are the best of me. Yeah, BJ, don't you remember? We got like writer's cramp writing that nonsense. But when you say no, you're going to have the best of you come out. And when you start to project the best, remember, what we project is what we get back. So no, we can't change our veteran. What I'm asking you to do today is start learning to change ourselves. Start learning to change us. When we change us, the attitude we project will help us get that attitude back. Are there still going to be bad days with them? Absolutely. There's going to be bad moments in the day. Not days. Moments in the day. Those moments when we learn to project the best of us, and we do things with a happy heart, and we do things that we're not resentful for, and we start doing that over and over and over again, what you're going to find, what you're going to bring back is that whole attitude is going to come back to your life. Because what you give, you get back tenfold. What you project, you're getting back tenfold. So when you project anger, resentment, fear, bitterness, frustration, exhaustion, you're getting that back. When you project, and I'm not talking about a fake, oh, I'm happy, here's my smile, see, I got it. I'm talking about a heartfelt, this is who I am happy today. When you project that, that's what you're going to get back. When you project that to the world, that's what you're going to get back. And you're going to give the very best of you. So what you're going to get back is the very best of others. Is it going to take time? Yes. Because I'm a little hard-headed, and I think I had to write, I'm not going to talk in class, probably 10,000 times in my entire life because I was a little hard-headed. So when I'm talking about learning to say no and giving out the very best you have, it's going to take time. It's going to take practice. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take thinking rather than somebody just saying, can you do this? And your answer is, yep, I got it. The reality should be, can you do this? You know what? Give me a little bit and I'll get back to you. Give me a little bit and I'll get back to you. Because what that's going to do is that's going to allow you the time that you need to determine, is this your best yes? How many yeses do you have to say in a day? How many times do people ask something of you in a day? So when you say yes, make it the best of you. Because what you're going to find is, when you say that, the things that you have to do, the dishes, the laundry, the cutting the grass, the things that we have to do in our life, they're going to be better. We're going to find that they are better. We're going to find that our attitude is better towards them. Because we're giving and projecting the best of us, we'll get it back. So what if your veteran's sitting on the couch and it comes time to vacuum the floor? Put your little earbuds in, get your little music on, vacuum, hum, sing, and when you get to his feet, look at him and say, can you pick them up, please? And keep on going. And what you're going to find is you're going to find that your happiness becomes contagious. People want happiness, that contagiousness. Because what's happening is, we're vacuuming the floor, his feet are there, and you're like, if you get up and vacuum the floor, your feet wouldn't be in my way. So what are we presenting? We're projecting resentment. What are we getting back? We're getting back anger. What does it do? It escalates. And I'm not just talking about somebody with PTSD. I'm talking about relationships, period. When you get out and you project that negativity, what are you getting back? When we first got back to the house last night with this whole trailer load of stuff and the car full of stuff, all I wanted to do was unpack and get my stuff situated. What did Carl do? He went down and talked to the neighbor. I was livid. I'm thinking, and all this anger was building up inside of me. And then I'm like, I want to fix the bedroom. So I went in and fixed our bedroom, made it comfy, made it happy for me. What happened when he came back? He brought the neighbor. The neighbor helped him unload the stuff. So I didn't have to, yay. But what did it do? I had that bit of anger and rage and frustration, and I turned it around and did something positive, and okay, he's off doing something too. And what did he do? He brought back the neighbor. letting him go out, or not letting him, but not getting frustrated with him when he went out to have the conversation, have a cigarette and beer with the neighbor. Yeah, it could have been very resentful. But what happened? It ended up being positive. After they got the trailer unloaded, we sat there for a few minutes, and I said, I kind of thought about going and walking down to the river, but I'm sure you're tired. I just think going down to the river would be great. And he said, come on, let's go. And we took the dogs, and we walked to the river, and we sat there, and we looked at the fish jump, and it was so peaceful and so calm. That was my best Jess. It wasn't unpacking the stuff. It was spending time with him. That wasn't a PTSD moment. That was a relationship moment that was good. When I was in last night taking a shower and kind of cleaning up some stuff, I come back into the family room, and what is there? Actually, I was making coffee, I think. And he says, hey, we got any paper? And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, we're unpacking. What paper do we have? That was in my head. And I said, yeah, we want regular paper, notebook paper, or what kind of paper? He said, just some scrap paper's fine. I said, okay, what are you going to do with it? He said, I just need it. Normally I would have been like, well, what the heck are you going to do with it? I mean, in my normal Stacyism, which I didn't do, by the way. Yay, one up for me. But what I did was, I gave him the paper. I went in, finished the coffee, did what I had to do. I came back out into the family room, and what is he doing? He's sitting on the floor building a fire in the fireplace. And we sat there in front of it. So, by answering it, giving him paper, and not going, I didn't project anger. And what did we do? We had a great night. Because if I would have gone up there with this, like I normally do, he would have built the fire anyway, but it would have been with resentment. And we would have ended up in a situation neither one of us wanted to be in. We wanted to spend time together. We wanted to spend that moment together. We wanted to have those good times. We needed that. And it was a much better projection of our time and a much better thing. So what I'm saying to you, ladies, take time to say no to the things that don't matter and give everything your best yes. Your best yes. It will be the best of you. Tomorrow, yay, I'll have internet at the house, and I'll be doing it from the house where I need to be. I'm so excited. So I'm going to pop off of here in just a minute. We've got to run home and unpack this so we can go get the last load of stuff. Thank you, Jesus. And get a bunch of other things done that have to be done this morning. So I won't be doing a lot of posts today, but I promise I will make up for them. A couple of really important upcoming things. Do not forget to mark your calendars. August 2021, we are all heading to Orlando for Positive Trump Suicide and Depression Conference. It is all about living and loving with PTSD and what it is like to get through these challenging times with other veterans' family. It is a family-friendly event. We're working on sponsors so we can get pricing down, but right now pricing is not bad at all. So I just want you to know that we will be there. It is the second weekend. It will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and going home Sunday in August. Please do not forget to mark your calendars for that. We hope to see everybody there where we can meet people face to face. Big things in the works there. We have a lot going on this week. Don't forget to get your coffee. Every day get your coffee, but on Wednesdays especially, 10 a.m. Eastern time, we go over and visit with our friends at Behind the Service Podcast and have coffee and conversation and collaboration, come up with some great things. If you've not voted, please don't forget that tomorrow is Election Day. Yay, I'm excited. Everybody has their own political opinion. I just want this over and the unrest following it over, so that we hopefully can get back to some form of normal in our lives. Enjoy November. We have so much to be thankful for. This is the month of Thanksgiving, so I will get that post up sometime this afternoon. Y'all, every day, let's just post something that we're thankful for in our group. If you've not joined our group, please do, but let's be thankful. What are we thankful for? And anybody else who's watching, listening, whatever, if you will message us about a topic you want to discuss or something you think that needs to be talked about in more depth, we are happy to do that. Now that I've learned this, I can know how to bring you on camera so we can have like a real conversation about it. And Thursday nights, we have our Let's Talk. All right, I've talked too much today. I'm Stacy. This is Walking in My Shoes, and we are loving my veteran. I will see you guys tomorrow. I will get some stuff posted, but we'll be in the new house on the internet. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.